Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in. If you could, please click that thumbs up icon as we're going to answer questions from subscribers on today's show. The summer months of the NFL calendar are here, and I want to get back to just chopping it up with all of the real ones and the people that support this channel. Because without the people that support this channel would be nothing. My man Destin, what's up, man? Super chat. Thank you for supporting this channel. Does Jaylen Hyatt have a breakout? This has been such a big talking point amongst just the Giants community on the internet. And really what I come back to it is this. If it's not now with the Giants, it's going to be never with the Giants. We did a video reacting to the report from Connor Hughes of SNY, where he essentially reported that Jalin Hyatt and the coaching staff kind of butted heads last year. And we did the report last year where Jalin Hyatt requested a trade at practice, yelling at Brian Daboll, said, if you're not going to use me, trade me. The coaching staff and Jalin Hyatt are to blame for what has happened, or I guess the lack of what has happened with his development. Hyatt needs to be stronger. Hyatt needs to run better routes. Hyatt needs to know where he needs to be on the football field. He's got to learn how to get off press coverage. He's got to get open. He just hasn't been that good. But there's no reason for him to only have 8 catches this past year. And we're seeing it early on in Giants OTAs. He's going to get a chance to run with the first offense due to Malik Neighbors not practicing due to a toe injury. And, if you're Jalin Hyatt, you're entering a year that I think is make or break. One, because third year of your rookie contract is a third-round pick. When third-round picks don't hit by year 3, they don't usually ever hit. But most importantly, you have a quarterback that believes in you in Russell Wilson. How many times have we heard Russell Wilson unprompted just hype up Jalin Hyatt? He did it in his introductory press conference. He then did it a month later. He then did it at the start of OTAs. And we saw earlier this week, Russell Wilson hit Jalin Hyatt on one of those patented moon balls. Jalin Hyatt is in the NFL for his ability to get behind the defense. Russell Wilson is still a starting quarterback in this league because of his ability to throw the ball downfield. If Hyatt cannot work with Russell Wilson, I'm not sure he'll work with any quarterbacks in the National Football League. So, yeah, it's a make or break year, and I'm hoping for a breakout. We need him to be a breakout player. If Hyatt's good, the Giants are going to be better. So I'm definitely hoping for him to play his best football of his career. I mean, I still remember the game against Arizona in his rookie year. I remember the game where he had over 100 yards in the 2023-2024 season, where Tommy DeVito was throwing the ball against the New England Patriots. He's had big-time plays before. He's had big-time moments before. Got to put it all together and make the most of your opportunities. You're a deep threat receiver. You're playing with the best deep threat quarterback in the NFL based off last year's advanced numbers. Get it done, or you're going to get cut at the end of the year. It's that simple. If you want Jalin Hyatt to break out this year, hit that thumbs up icon. I don't know if he'll ever live up to the hype of the guy that torched Nick Saban's defense or the guy that won the Biletnikoff Award, but I do believe in my heart of hearts he could be a piece of an explosive offense. I've lowered the bar, and that's what I'm looking for. Hit that thumbs up icon. Chris Blades, what's up, Chris? $2 super chat. Thank you, my man. Do you think we use a split back offense like the Lions? Absolutely. Absolutely. They are going to, I don't know if it'll necessarily be a 50-50 split, but you can bet that Tracy, Skattebo, and Devin Singletary are going to be getting reps. OTAs are going down right now. Devin Singletary is running with the first-team offense. I don't want people to discount Devin Singletary. I'm not saying he's a great back, but he's someone that Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen like. They gave him a decent bag in the offseason when Saquon Barkley left. And he had a couple of good games, despite some back-breaking fumbles. And he's a veteran. I think Tyrone Tracy gets the first snap of the season. I think by the end of the season, we could be looking at Cam Skattebo getting the first snap. But there's going to be a rep share amongst those trios of backs. And I think if I had to break it down, I think Tyrone Tracy will probably lead the team in carries, Skattebo there, and then a good little diet of carries as well for Devin Singletary. Shout out to Motor. Yeah, I think there will be a running back by committee approach here from the Giants. Shout out to you, Chris. Mike G, best initials in the game. Shout out to you, my man. Saw the G-men might want to go after Shaq Mason, the guard from the Texans. I think, what are your thoughts on a cheap deal? You can never have enough. You can never have enough starting caliber offensive linemen. And I love saying it. Nothing matters until the O-line is fixed. And while I think the Giants have done as much as they can this offseason to improve the offensive line, they could still get better. Greg Van Roten is a major question mark for me at right guard. I like Greg Van Roten a lot more as my backup center and my backup interior offensive lineman. That starting right guard spot is, I think, going to go to Greg Van Roten. I'm not sure they'll trade for Shaq Mason because I think they're going to give every chance in the world to Evan Neal to win that right guard spot. You're changing his position. It's year 4 on the 5-year rookie deal. And we've seen in the past in NFL history, when GMs select players in the first round, especially in the top 10, they're going to give them every opportunity to try to become the player that the team's front office thought they could be when they drafted him. Giants want to see if he could be that guy. They're going to give him a chance. And I think it'd be pretty awesome if Evan Neal could live up to that ability he once had. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't think they're going to trade for Shaq Mason. I don't hate the idea of it, but you got Greg Van Roten. You got Marcus Bowe, who has tackle guard flex. You have Aaron Stinney and Evan Neal, Stinney, Van Roten. You still have Azudu as well. You're kind of deep on the interior offensive line. I'm not so sure they're going to go out and do that at this point. Percy, the kid, 83. How many quarterbacks make a start for the Giants this season? That's a great question, man. What did Joe Shane say at the NFL Combine? We've had 7 quarterbacks play in the last 2 years or something like that. I don't know. I've kind of set the line as 2.5 when it comes to the starts for Jaxson Dart this year. And sound off for me. 2.5 starts for Jaxson Dart, type O for over, type U for under. Russell Wilson's going to start games. Ideally, it's just Russ. Because that means he's going to win a lot of football games. I'm going to say 3 guys start this year. I think somehow, some way, Jameis Winston is going to sneak himself a start. But I really want to say 2, and just Dart and Russell Wilson. I don't know. We're predicting injuries at this point, and that's almost impossible. I'll set the bar at 2.5. You type O for over, U for under in that one as well. Percy, great question, my man. Andrew Connell, what a beast. What do you think is the Giants' plan to stop mobile quarterbacks like Hurts and Daniels? Will Carter be a spy against them? I really do think so. We saw it at the first available OTAs that the New York Giants had where the media was there. That was OTA day number 2. They had Burns, they had Thibodeau on the edge, and they had Abdul Carter kind of playing that spy position as well. And like when you go back and you watch Abdul Carter tape, there is plenty of times where he's lined up in the A-gap for Penn State and he's just kind of not even rushing. He's just sitting there in a spy role. I do think that we'll see a guy like Abdul Carter be held in the spy, maybe even a guy like Bobby Okereke in that role, maybe a little Micah McFadden. Maybe you bring Dane Belton in there as that third safety who's looked good so far. Maybe the edges of Carter and Thibodeau just play more contained in those spots. Running quarterbacks got the best of the New York Giants last year. Definitely an area they got to improve, and good question, Brody. Good to see you in here. M.80, what's up? Will the Giants restructure Andrew Thomas's contract? They're going to need to restructure another contract at some point. They already partially restructured the Brian Burns deal. There's still, the thing about restructuring is it doesn't have to be all or nothing. We saw last year they did it partially with Dexter Lawrence. They may partially do a couple more. They got about $3 million in cap space right now. You want to be a little bit over $10 million going into week 1. So I could definitely see another move coming. I would bet, though, it's Dexter Lawrence over Andrew Thomas. Thomas is a great player, maybe the most important player on this Giants team, but he's got snake bitten by the injury bug too often for any of us. And I think that the Giants maybe don't want to push more money into the future for him when they don't know how he's going to come back from a major foot surgery. TD Gaming, you're an absolute legend, brother. Everyone give me a TD in the chat, and make sure you get hooked up with your Jaxson Dart jerseys as well. Go to chatsports.com/dart, chatsports.com/dart. Get your Jaxson Dart jersey today. That way, when he gets his first start with the Giants, you're going to be able to wear it, and you're going to be looking good, and he's going to be playing good. Destin, what up, man? You're killing the game today, Brody. Thoughts on the relationship between Cam and Jaxson Dart? They remind me of the movie Step Brothers. They have been inseparable since they have been drafted by this team. We saw the picture on, what's today, Thursday? The picture on Wednesday, the New York Giants posted. Dart's got his arm around Skattebo. They look like big bro and little bro. They're the best friends ever. Bunk beds for more activities. They're boys, no doubt about it. They're two dudes that love football and are a little bit screw loose in the head. I like it. I like it. Those guys are football players, man. And I could tell you they like being around each other, and they're going to be friends and hopefully really good teammates for a long time. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. If you haven't given me a follow, please do so, or we could talk more Giants football over there.